How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about SOFI. It had quite the pullback inside of the market. We also talked about this on the weekend. Look out for those key levels. So going into tomorrow, I want to make sure you're prepared. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder, you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for SOFI. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $7.93, being down 7.25%. On the low, it tested $7.74, and then on the high, testing $8.45. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 75.073 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 73.842 million shares. So what we noticed right away, we did have above average volume on the day, but you could tell we dealt with a good amount of selling pressure. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is the daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is at 29.77. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 200-day, the 100-day, the 50-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. So what you can clearly see, we've been on quite the downtrend, and SOFI is in a bear market. And if you guys remember what I was saying in my previous video, don't be surprised if we get down to the mid $7 area, testing around $7.50. We ended up seeing a low of the day at $7.74. If we continue to have weakness inside of these markets, no doubt in my mind we'll be able to get to 750 and probably end up breaking right through it to see if we could test around here around 730. If you're looking for a reversal out of SOFI now, it's going to have to come back to at least $9 and then make that move going to the $10 area. Do know this is a psychological area, and right where we have the 21-day EMA, it is at $10.44. So we're looking for a very big move here for that reversal. And as far as for this week, I'm going to be honest, I am not seeing that. We could have a big move after we have a decision from the Fed meeting, but again, I could see this just being sold off prior to then. So let's see if we can go down to the mid $7 area or maybe below that and open up even a more better opportunity for any long-term investors who are interested. Now let's go into the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for SOFI. As we scroll down further on the page, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. So for the most recent filing we have here for March the 14th, we've already covered the others in previous videos. We have Saget Value Holdings that purchased 4,500 shares. And then when we take a look at the short interest, the off-exchange short volume ratio is at 43.97%, and then for the off-exchange short volume, it is just over 15.23 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 950,000, updated 5 minutes ago. And then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 1.96%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume, we can see for the close of the 10th, it was at 45.95. And then for the close of the 11th, being at 43.97. So one thing that is very clear, SOFI does continue to have short squeeze potential. So now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for SOFI. So we see on the inflow it's at 110, and then on the outflow it's at 120. So we had an outflow day, and keep in mind these numbers are in the millions. Taking a look at the large, it was at 0.78. On the medium, it was 58.71, and then on the small, it was 50.24. Taking a look at the outflow side, you can see on the large it was 1.22. On the medium, it was 69.24, and then on the small, it was 49.09. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for today, March the 14th, we had a negative outflow of 0.44 million. Analyzing the numbers even further for the small scale orders that tends to represent the retail side, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the large, which represents whales, institutions, and funds, that's where we saw more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 9.09%. So this is up there for a stock like SOFI, but no surprises because it does trade at fairly high volume. Plus, we could see a pullback inside of the entire market, and there's many who are selling out of their positions. So let's get into the final thoughts, and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for SOFI, in regards to the price action, if you're looking for a bullish move, it needs to reclaim $9 and then make that move to get at least above $10.44. I myself personally, I am not seeing it for this week. We do have the quad witching that is happening on the Friday, and we also do have the Fed meeting that's going to be happening over Wednesday and Thursday. So with that volatility, I could see a further pullback in this stock. And the level that you want to look out for, and I did mention this before in my previous video, you want to see it get around $7.50. It is very possible for it to reach this level and also break through that. And if it does break through that, then you want to see some support at around $7.30. We know this stock is in the middle of being a falling knife. There are no support levels in sight whatsoever. So that's why I'm saying this play could be a falling knife if you don't have the right strategy. And like I said, if you are a long-term investor, you believe in the long-term prospects, then there's nothing wrong with nibbling here and there. But you don't want to be going in heavy. You want to wait for that reversal. You want to wait for confirmation before you do that. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership, it still continues to have short squeeze potential. But the only way for it to turn around, we need to have more buying volume coming into the stock. We need to see some strength inside of the tech sector. As long as this selling continues, SOFI will continue to pull back. So if you're looking to get into this play, make sure you're doing your homework and you're doing your due diligence. This is very key, especially with the choppy markets that we are in. So I can't wait to see how SOFI performs going into tomorrow. I hope you found this video helpful, and we'll be talking real soon.